We're gonna wait a few more minutes. People show up. We'll start at 2 o'clock. Well, then we'll just goof around. Oh. Yeah, unplug my camera real quick. Hang on a second. Okay, this is probably soon enough. My camera there. Alright, so I'm gonna build a couple of Lego cars today, make up for last night, and then we'll do some Fortnite after that, have a little bit of fun. I'm gonna try to go as long as I can today. I've been focusing on trying to sit longer. So the problem was I was having a sciatic nerve problem with, the way I sit. And as I tried a couple of exercises out, I didn't realize how stiff my left leg was. It was stiff. So, that being said, I was like, you know what? Let me mess with that a little bit. So I was sitting Indian style most of the night, changing my position, moving this leg as much as I can to get loosened up. It hurt a little bit on the side right now, just because it's been stretching and, stuff like that. But oh my god, it's fixing a number of problems. So, that should hopefully fix some of the issues that I'm dealing with. I'm going to wind down a little bit more. I know I'm talking loud and the mic's adjusted a little bit. There we go. So, figured, alright, you know what? Maybe we can do some Legos today. Have a little fun with that. So I picked up the F1 ones. I got two of them. I got the Haas, and then I got the Visa one. I think it's called something else. I don't remember what it's called. But anyway, we got them both. So we're going to build these, have a little bit of fun. Nothing too crazy. I'm not playing Lego Fortnite. I'm pretty sure it's also a mess like the regular Fortnite is today, but hey, it is what it is. Alright, so I'm going to change the camera up. Cracking off. Oh, there we go. Alright, here we go. We're not going to do the decals. I don't really care about that stuff. If I got time, maybe we'll do it. Hey, Ghost, what's up? Yeah, they had them at Walmart. They were like 26 bucks. They had, I think, most of them. I don't know if they had all of them, but they had most of them. Yeah, they have a whole, section at Walmart. They're all right there in front of the toy aisle. You just go right there and grab one and go. So I think it just came out today, maybe. Work's been good. Work's been good. I've been off yesterday and today. My days off are Thursday and Friday. I was explaining earlier in the stream that the reason why I don't stream for very long is I can't sit down for very long. So I was trying to figure out how to fix that a little bit. So what I found out was I was doing some exercises last night. Looked up how to maybe fix that issue. So I tried to do some stretches, and I found out that the left side of my left leg is like stiff as hell. And I figured the problem out. So I was like, okay, I got to stretch the hell out of that. So I spent a good chunk of the last night doing that. A little sore today, but it's way better than what it was. But I'm definitely feeling better, so that's a good thing. You're trying to get the ones in the lockers, those are the ones that are expensive. Usually to keep the cheaper ones out front. They had DeLorean there for like $160. I was like, yeah, I'm not buying that. I'm good. I already get the die-cast version, so it's way cheaper. Yeah, Speed Champions is a number of them. They got stock cars, they got Lamborghinis, they got Ferraris, they got this. You even got that big Lamborghini Countach one for like $180. I already built the Batmobile a long time ago, the Christopher Nolan one. I built that. That was fun to say the least. Took me a whole day to build that one with instructions. Yeah, some prices are going up. That's why I bought these today, because they might go up over the next few weeks, but we'll see what happens. The market's all over the damn place right now. They've been all over the place, Five Finger Death Punch. Like, I never liked them to begin with, but I mean, it is what it is. But the problem is their singer now, he's like really taking the band off the deep end, to be honest with you, which is really sad. Because they started to get better for a while, and then all of a sudden that happened, and it's like, really? My brother used to really be into Five Finger Death Punch a while back. He still is a little bit now, but you know, obviously his taste has changed over the years. My brother first got Five Finger Death Punch. That was back in like 2011, I think it was. They tried to sell me on it, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." I thought that it really sounded like shit back then. They like tried to bullshit me. I mean, he was like, "Oh no, they're like self-owned, all this other stuff. They support the American troops. That don't mean they make good music." Recent years they've been doing good, but you know, again, politics got in the way. So it's the only problem that band actually has. Is that. Was that really? Because I didn't even see that. I saw the video and I heard the song, but I was like, all right, good song. That's the thing. I don't know half the shit they do other than like they do a good song. Okay, I like that song. Cool. Then it ends up being something else, and I'm like, why? I mean, the song was good. I'm not saying the song was bad. The song was good. I was just like, all right. There's only two songs I like by them. One is Blue on Black. That's the one I like. And the other one is Lift Me Up. That's the other one. Which is a good song, actually. It's one of their better ones. Yeah, Lift Me Up is where I started to like them a little bit. That's when I started to get really good. Yeah, trying to find a good one that makes good food is really, really fucking hard. The only complaint I got about Jack right now. It used to be really good back in the day, and then, you know, things happened. Jack in the Box is my favorite restaurant for a long time, and then, you know, they started messing with the formula, and that's what messed everything up with them. But then they got new leadership, and they started fixing things, and I was like, oh, thank God. Basically. It is what it is. Happy birthday to her mom, dude. My mom's in June. It's like literally a month after Mother's Day, so it's like I gotta do 2 holidays in one almost sometimes. Hey, there you go, man. As long as she's happy, that's all that matters. It begins. All I can say, man. I got friends of mine at work. They're all freaking out about the market going all the way haywire. And I was like, well, no shit. What do you think was going to happen? But then they put the sale price up, and you're like, what the fuck? It's on sale. You'd be like, well, no, technically it's this, this, and this. And you're like, well, fuck you, an asshole, bitch, shit. You're like, I'm not coming here ever again. And then you come back next week, and they're like, told you so. That's why I don't complain about nothing no more. It's just like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. They want to charge me over for shit like that, I just give them two options. Either pay the shit or leave. That's it. All they're gonna say is check the price on the thing on the terminal before you pay. That's the only thing I can say, man. No, when you check it first, you're like, what the fuck is this? And if they give you the right price, kudos. If they don't give you the right price, just fuck it and leave. But you need it that bad, then hey, pay it. I've seen that. I've seen that. Why? I don't know. But, I understand you got a kid. I get it. You need the stuff you need. It could be it could be really expensive. I get it. And the problem is, when you vote for shit at the fucking voting booth, then everything else goes haywire. What do you expect us to say to you at that point? I have friends of mine I work with. They're good people. I like talking to them. And, you know, they all voted for Donald Trump, and I was like, all right. Don't get mad. Just say, all right, so you know what you voted for. Now they're all losing their fucking minds because they're like seeing the market drop. They're going haywire, and they're like, my job's on the line. And I'm like, well, no shit. Why'd you vote for the guy? I mean, I get it. You wanted something special out of this whole thing. You want the economy to get fixed. Hey, I'm on the same page you're on. But you can pick better people for the job. It's hard. I get it. We're sick of the bullshit. There's only so much you can do. No, 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 man. You're cool. You're cool. You're cool, man. You are totally cool. I got no shame here, man. You know, I've been seeing it at work a lot. I've been seeing a lot of my coworkers who loved Donald Trump, and I says, okay, that's cool. You know, but then we see the market go haywire, and they're losing their minds, and I'm like, well, what do you think was going to happen? I mean to be that asshole, but that's why I don't judge nobody no more. I just say, all right. Hey, man, you're cool, man. No hate here. No hate here. Like most other people, I'll actually listen. I mean, not all the time, but I'll listen. And all I can do right now anyway, except just say, oh, well. But not much to say, not much to do at this point. Yeah, that's still one of those things that's going to go down in American history as one of the most fucked up things we've ever had to deal with. And it's like, I get it. People are upset about some stuff. Hey, I agree. There's some stuff that's messed up, but there's a right way to handle it and a wrong way to handle it, and that was the wrong way to handle it. I remember John Shaver from Iced Earth. He was there too, and he got busted. We're like, what the hell were you thinking? Well, you got to remember, Trump's doing what a lot of people said he was going to do. In fact, he went beyond that. That's part of the problem. Really, it's at a point now where you really can't say anything except, all right, people want to vote for him, okay. You don't get mad, you just say, all right, let him have it. Learn the hard way. And they're really starting to learn the hard way now. A lot of people who used to support him, they don't support him anymore. They're sick of his shit already. Like even farmers who voted for him thinking he would fix everything, and he's making things worse. Even the courts are stepping in now to stop some of the shit he's doing. You know, he's trying to run things like a dictator, and he's not supposed to run things like that. That's the problem. Yeah, but he thinks because he's president, he's king. But no, that's not how it works. I understand some people are upset by some of this that happened. Hey, I agree, man. Some stuff's been fucked up for a long time. Very long time. Yeah, we need some things fixed. I agree. Like I said, we did the right thing by voting someone like that in office. That I don't know. But you know, talking to a host online, he said one phrase: sometimes we got to see the darkness in order to see the light. Yeah, I mean, it kind of showed you that the people who voted for him did not want any kind of peaceful resolution. They just wanted what they wanted, and that was it. It just shows that. Which is sad because there's other people like I've talked to Republican fans that, you know, they're friends of mine. I enjoy talking to those people. They're cool. I got no issue with them. I love talking to people. Like, I come from a USA where we used to be able to have conversations with each other. Now you can't conversate with half the people. And that's the problem, really. We gotta learn to talk to each other more. Well, some Republicans do, some Republicans don't. It's sort of like... that's the best I can give us. It's sort of like... you got some that will do some about things to fix them, and then you got others who just don't give a rat's ass or will sell out for no reason. That's part of the problem we're dealing with that. I've been talking to a friend of mine at work, good friend of mine, knows, not doing the same old spiel a lot of people do about Trump, like, oh, people don't want to hear it no more, who cares, this and that. And on one hand, I understand his point of view. But at the same time, like, he was like, I would tell him, like, how long is it going to last? That's the question. He says, who cares? Yeah, stuff like that makes you say, all right, that's what you want to be. I can't say anything to defend his point or go against it. But it kind of shows you how pissed off people are about some of this stuff. They just want shit to happen. Well, that's the way Trump is. Like, you gotta remember, he's a bit of a hustler and a scam. And the thing is, he's gonna mix things up and word things in a way that, like, are gonna cause things like that without actually getting in trouble. And that's the problem. That's why he gets away with as much stuff as he does. I didn't put the decals on. I didn't care about the decals. There you go. That's one. We gotta do the other one still. And I got the driver in there now, see? Just put that there so it's out of the way. Now for the other guy. The thing I gotta remember though is a lot of people who voted for him did, like, not everybody, but some of the people who voted for him did not graduate high school, or they didn't get the skate walk through it. So, you know, and the thing is, a lot of people also voted for him. They were told multiple times, I don't want to vote for that guy, but they don't want to listen because we have way more narcissists in the United States than ever nowadays. I mean, it's like everywhere. You know, and the thing is, the people who voted with him in are saying the same thing he said out loud, which is, we won. That's all they care about. They won. Yeah. A lot of them, a lot of people who voted for him, not everyone, but a lot of people who did were narcissists, flat out. And it's sad that I have to say that because, like, you get more people nowadays who are just like, they don't want to lose. That's basically it. They just don't want to lose. They'll literally do whatever it takes to win, and that's kind of part of the problem we're dealing with. So people nowadays are just pulling the old hands-off approach. Like, all right, that's what they want. Give them what they want. There's not a lot you can do about it except to say, okay. Yeah. But also the elections and everything else these people voted for. The only thing I can say is I hope to God Trump does something good. I hope he does something good because he's in power. Like, there's not much you can say at this point. You can't do anything about it. So it's like, I got an old phrase I always follow by: hope for the best, expect the worst. There's not much else you can say after that. Even social media influencers, there's a lot of them out there learning hard lessons right now. We might see enough people and some new ones showing up. I can see like things changing in a very aggressive way. In a number of things. So you gotta remember, like, there's a whole generation where, like, we got kids coming up nowadays who are starting to grow up that have no idea what to do or where to go because they were left behind a lot. That's part of the problem. So, and they just, they don't know what to do. They have no idea what to do. They don't know who to listen to or anything. So, they're going to make bad decisions, obviously. What happens when you have no information or very little information about stuff? You're going to have stuff that happens that makes no damn sense. You're going to be like, well, why is this happening? And you talk to the people who did it, and they'd be like, well, no one ever said anything to me. And you're like, yeah, no shit. It's really sad too, because I do think like the previous generation before yours, which was the millennials, the one I had to deal with, that was a fucked up generation because people just literally more or less doing whatever they wanted, and they were finding ways to scam the system rather than let's fix things. Millennials, for the most part, it's not all of them, but it's a good chunk of them. And it's sad to see that because it's like, we didn't have to go down this road. It could have been much better. Some people just don't listen. They just want things they want to... Yeah. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, you are Gen Z. And I feel bad for you kids because, like, this really is the outcome of that. Like, you guys got left behind. I run into a number of Gen Zers. They have no idea what to do, and they're trying to follow some of the stuff that the millennials did, they got away with. Bro, listen, they don't get away with that shit no more. Like, people have put their foot down. They don't want to put up with it no more. And it's sad because it affects your generation to a ways too. So now you don't know who to listen to. You don't know where to go. And you're out of options. You're just like, well, what do I do? The last generation did all this shit. And they got away with it. Why can't I get away with it? That's a good question. Problem is, no one was there to tell you. Because right now, like, people like you are looking for other people to talk to. Whoever it is. Anybody. Unless you're getting some information about what to do. Because you got nothing. And the truth is, like, some of us, Because I'm a millennial also, but I did things the right way. It was boomers robbing and hustling everything for all those years. And then when the next generation comes up, they're like, well, you have to do hard work and that's it. Well, that's not always the answer. Because they don't listen to what's changed. They don't see what's different. You know, they just see what they want to see and that's it. There's not much you can do to like defend yourself against that. So, and it's also kind of like how things got the way they went. Because millennials, they just said, fuck it, I'm just going to abuse the system. And they abused every single rule or law they had. Every single one. And you could tell they did because it was like, well, why not? But what's happening now is that a lot of boomers are dying off. So, you know, your generation may end up being the wealthiest for a while. It may end up happening. That doesn't mean be an asshole. That just means, you know, do your deeds, you know. Keep a clean head on your shoulders. Take care you got to take care of. Mom, dad, whoever. And just be thankful when things change. Because, you know, they're going to change in a violent way. And, yeah, it's going to suck. But here it is. Yeah, there's no such thing as a self-made man. There really is, because everyone helped him along the way, and he thanked those people that helped him. Which I'm glad he spoke up on that, because that's something that the boomer generation doesn't fully understand. Do it on your own. Well, you can't always do it on your own. You need some help at some. Everybody needs help at some point. That's true. You know, like, most people don't know this. I was homeless like a decade ago. Like literally homeless. I had to go to my dad and I had to learn good things from that. And the way to get out of that was I needed help. And my mom, my brother both helped me get out of that. That was a process and a half, but I still got out of it and I'm thankful. Now, the part that's fucked up about all that was my dad didn't do a goddamn thing. He really did nothing. Let me get on my feet. That's how you know. Oh yeah, well, that's the problem. No one's telling you anything. They're not giving you any advice or any news or anything. You know, that's part of the problem. It's, you know, that's why you're looking up other people trying to get any answers. That's Gen Z right now. They're like trying to answer the shit they don't know, and it's hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is hard trying to get information on anything. But the reason why I try to get information on anything is because, again, millennials and boomers, they just held on to that information. They didn't want to tell you. They didn't want to tell you because they didn't want to tell anybody else because they probably did a lot of illegal shit. Like, let me give you an example. Like, I have an uncle who disowned my ass. When you find out why, you're going to be like, oh shit. So what happened was, in 2019, I was stuck back in Las Vegas, trying to get back on my feet. And it was really hard. But then my uncle sent me an offer. I didn't like the offer. I knew he was blowing smoke at my ass, but everyone pushed me to take it. So I had to take it. And what happened was he promised me, oh, we're going to get you a job at this one company. It's going to be great. You're going to make so much money. You're going to be back on your feet. Okay, all right. I get there. Nothing was ready. He lied out his ass. Fucking lied. So, Figured, all right, I'll just play along with it. There's not much I could do at that point. I was already out here. So what did I do to get out of that? Well, I had to play ball with the guy, even though I hated it. But oh yeah. And then I got out of it. Thank God I did. And plus, when I was at his place, he was all trying to showboat me, like, hey, don't you want like a BMW in your driveway? Don't you want to go to Hawaii? Don't you want to go someplace nice? And I'm like, no, I fucking don't. I want to get back on my fucking feet. That's my decision to make that stuff, not you. Well, here's how much he actually fucking cared. When my father passed away in 2023, my uncle was helping with my father's finances a little bit. And to top that off, my brother was trying to help some of that stuff out. So I figured, all right, I'll let those two handle it. Next thing I know it, my brother was dealing with so much shit. It was a lot. But he just quit. He said, I'm not doing it no more, Dan. You figure this out. I said, okay. Well, here's how that story ends up. During that entire procedure, no one called me. Not once. Not a single person picked up the phone and gave me a call. So no one wants to talk to me? I said, okay, got a lawyer. Handle it that way. I didn't hear a word from anybody except my niece who was trying to get the car, which, why she didn't talk to me about it, I don't fucking know. Because I get first pick. That's what it's supposed to be. You talk to me, I'll work it out with you. We'll work something out. Well, here's the end of that story. At the time of the lawyer, we finally got all my dad's money. I'm not going to say the amount of, but it was quite a bit. As soon as we got that money, my uncle disowned both me and my brother. As soon as we got that money. And you can see exactly how that generation with those people is. It's just... they don't care. They want what they want. They'll lie and cheat and steal to get it. It's not everyone from that generation, but it's a lot of people from that generation. That's how they got as rich as they did. But they also probably outran the cops a few times. There's some other shit they probably did that's also fucked up. It's the reason why millennials did the exact opposite of all that shit, except doing it like the passive aggressive way, as I would put it. That's how they were trying to do that stuff. Trying to teach boomers a lesson, but it was like, it was just one of those things to where it's like, if you're going to lie, cheat, and steal, I'm going to lie and cheat and steal. It's not the way to do things, by the way. There is an honest way to do stuff. The truth is, the stuff we're doing right now is the stuff that millennials... You know what, man? That's the part you need the most. Because even, like, a lot of kids from this generation, the generation coming up at least, they're raised on... They're raised on the fact that money means everything and that's it. That's what they're raised on. What they don't realize is, no, people matter more than that. And the reason why is because when you care about people, you end up getting shit for free. For example, I've had 2 cars and I've had 3 cars, but I had 2 cars I had to get back on my feet. First one, free. My mom gave it to me. And I am very thankful for that. But those were I needed at the time when I needed help the most. My dad didn't give me shit. He said to get breaking cars over and over again. And I'm on my second car, which I got from my father, because he died, and the car was in his name, so boom, I got a free car out of that. I just had to pay to get it fixed up a little bit. That's 2 free cars I've got my whole life, as an adult. Well, it's hard because people tend to pitch at you when you need it. That's what makes it hard. People are scared to ask for help for anything. Also, no one knows how to reject anybody sometimes, so it's another part of the problem we got to deal with. There's a phrase my grandfather used to say, "It's hooray for me, the hell with the next guy." It's one of the reasons why I It's one of the reasons why if I ever go anywhere and I get customer service from anything, I am extra nice to people. I say, thank you very much. I say, please. Why? Because I worked the Las Vegas Strip for 11 years. I dealt with the worst of the worst. And I know exactly how hard it is for customer service nowadays, at any time. Some people, they just feel entitled and they don't do what they should do to help other people. And it's sad. It really is. Because I always tell people, for the love of God, just be polite and work with people. When you do that, you'd be surprised how things work out. And if like an asshole the whole time, well, you're going to get exactly what you asked. Most people nowadays are a bit more evil than they used to be. It's been a problem for a long time. And there's really only so much you could do to fix that. Just not a whole lot. Yeah. And the truth is, we're starting to see a change in the United States now, finally. People are finally starting to, realize, okay, we need to start helping each other. There's no way we're going to get through this shit. And that's the stuff I want to start seeing more of. Because you know what? There's not a whole lot you can do. That's why so many people are scared to die nowadays, like, because they made a lot of mistakes and they don't want to go to hell. Like, well, no shit. Like, a lot of boomers nowadays, a lot of them don't want to die. They're trying to stay alive as long as they can. Kind of shows you how those people are in real life. Not completely, but you know what I mean. There it is. And the truth is, I do think Gen Z is going to fix things to a certain degree. Oh yeah, it's called projecting. I see that shit all the time. I don't make a big deal about it. I just say, okay. That's kind of what, like, part of that last generation kind of did for some of you guys. Like, they really fucked you over. And it's sad because it's like they didn't have to. They could have just, you know, actually cared. Part of the problem also is people are just like, you know, they just want what they want and then that's it. Again, that's not how you do things. What's really sad is that some of you guys from the new generation well, investing right now in the market is not a smart idea right now because it's all over the place. The only thing you should invest in is yourself. That's it. There's not much else to say other than that. You got to invest in yourself at some point. You know, and even that's hard. And that was one thing about my family, my father and my uncle. Like, they, unless you did exactly what they wanted, they hated you. That was it. Like, exactly what they wanted. And it's like, well, no, I got to do what I got to do. That's it. Either you're on board or you're not. I can't go both ways with this. And it sucks when I'm right, because I'm looking at like yeah, so what happened was, this is why Trump's in a bad spot right now. They put those tariffs in place for a short while, and then the market dropped $6.5 trillion. So we lost $6.5 trillion because of that decision. Well, because he got scared and was told by numerous people, oh, we can't do this. He finally backed off on that a little bit. And the market went back up $5 trillion a little bit, so we got some money back, but it didn't fix anything because it's going back down again. So we're really in a tight spot right now because of those petitions. And what's really sad is all the people that voted for him, they're starting to really feel it now because now we're all starting to go out of business. So with some of these people who also get ready for retirement, they're losing all their retirement money. So, and then people don't understand how tariffs work. So they voted for him because of the tariffs. They think tariffs will fix everything. Well, no, not really. It's actually the worst thing you could do because this is why school is so important, because what you learn in school is that the last time before Trump they put tariffs in place, the market crashed completely back in 1929. It started the Great Depression. I ain't saying shit. All I'm saying is that's why you stay in school. That's also why Trump's trying to correct the problem any way he can. But now he's getting busted for market manipulation. That's also what he's getting busted for. Some people saw the market was going to crash, and they banked on it a little bit. So there's a lot of stuff coming out right now about that. It's also why the Nintendo Switch 2 is so high priced, because they didn't know how the market was going to react to tariffs. They didn't know when it was going to go into full effect. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I had a boss back in 2023. This is why I wasn't streaming that whole year, because I had to focus on this. So, we got a guy who was a director of our department, and he knew nothing about that department at all. It was so bad that I remember at one point, you want to hear about denial? Here's the most denial thing you'll ever see. So we went to lunch one time, and he went and picked up some food, and he ate it. He says, "This is awful. Why does this chocolate cake taste so bad?" It wasn't chocolate cake. They were fudge-covered brownies. He says, "No, it's not." There was even a sign right on top of it that said fudge-covered brownies. That guy was in charge of the whole department, and somehow he couldn't figure shit like that out. And he was way worse than that. I'm not even going to go into all of it, but yeah, it was bad. And the thing was, the guy, he had a contract that was sort of a, like an executive contract for a non-executive job. The reality is he took that job with that contract because he wanted to be protected so that if anyone talks smack about him, he can fire him right away. Also, he cared about being talked about in a negative light. I'm pretty sure you've heard that before. Narcissism. That's it. Sum it up as that. But the trick is, the way you deal with people like that is you just gotta do your job and just be better at what you do. That's all you gotta do. It's not as hard as you think it is. But you also got to be way smarter than they are. That's what I was told. That guy hated me with the passion. Because every time he did something stupid, I would just say, no, it's not how you do that. You got to do this. Every time I was right, he hated me. That's the story of my life right there. Everyone hates me because I'm usually smarter than them for some reason. I don't prove it. I'm just like, all right. I ain't no genius either. I'm just like, okay, we'll do it this way. Oh, shit. Okay. Chili, not my favorite, but hey. You're happy, I'm happy. chili cheese dip. I mean, that's one big trip to the bathroom. Hey man, have yourself a good day, okay? Take care of yourself. All right, that's it for that. All right, so we finished those two. I'm going to take a quick break. Use the bathroom. Come back. We'll play some Fortnite. Have a little fun. Don't go anywhere. There we go. Maybe now you can hear me properly. All right. This over there. Right now, the goal is to stream longer, so I'm practicing that today. Because now that I'm finally focusing on my problem, this is what I want. I just want to focus on the problem, so that way I can start streaming longer. I do want to stream longer, and I got a vacation time coming up. I thought I'd have to sleep the whole time, but I guess I won't. Still sleep a lot, though. Get a lot of rest. It's daytime, so it's going to be a little rough. For spring break, all the kids are online, so it's going to be interesting. But hey, we'll make the most out of it. Turn up a little bit, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll be able to hear myself. All right. We'll turn it down a little bit, I guess. I'll tweak as I go along. shit, not enough for a service. Thanks for the gun. Appreciate it. That one too. Where's the other weasel? There you are. Thanks, Thanos. Appreciate that. Well, don't go doing that snap your fingers shit. I don't like that. Oh, there you are. I understand you thought you were smart, but, that's not. Something that, there's some route. Anything you look behind? Let me see. I have a gold one. I'll take that one. There we go. Oh shit, I gotta go upstairs. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh shit. Why am I in the wrong spot? Oh! Yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah. Oh well, it was a good run. I made third, that's not bad. Oh, you got that one easily. Damn. All right, here we go. He got me. Another try hard. I wonder if there's like a bat hack going on, because I tried that baseball bat and I hardly killed anyone with it. Yes, I charged it up too. Maybe there's a glitch people are using with the bat to make it do more damage, because it's doing like almost all my damage. It's like taking almost all my health, and I'm like, something I'm missing here? Yeah. I'm gonna start reporting the bat thing, because it feels like, it's called the kneecapper. I feel like it's doing way too much damage. That's what it feels like. I've died to the bat so many times that I could barely even use the damn thing. So I'm like, something's definitely up. Ah. Hey, pick it up.
Daigo gets the gold he needs, and I get the power he promised. That's all you need to know.
Why do you kids keep trying to duck? It doesn't work. Oh, don't bullshit me. It doesn't work. I already know. Oh, look at the mythic. Also, where will come to me? Oh. he had the exotic. No wonder. I almost want to cross. Wait a minute. Almost want to cause aimbot, but let's watch for a second. Yeah, I'll let it go. Looks legit. A game or two in, and we'll call it a day. And I'm feeling good. What the hell? you.
Sub-Zero.
We went AFK. It happens. Who's shooting him? There he is. I get it. You thought you were smooth. Thank you. Yeah, nothing of use here. Oh, shit. Okay, he's got some kind of aimbot or something. That far away. I can drop his ass. This thing I'm upstairs, he might be using an aimbot. I'm gonna end the stream soon anyway. I just want to see if this guy's hacking or not. He's got walls. We're done for tonight. Shit. Okay, my I need a minute. Okay, neutral. All right. That's gonna do it for tonight. Hopefully you had a great night. And hopefully I'll see you Monday at 3 a.m. So take care.